Oh, yeah. Charlie, keep their heads ringing, baby. ¿Cómo estás? Happy
Good,
New
brother.
Year!
Happy New Year's, man. Woo!
We
Hey,
made it,
ahora sí,
Charlie. Thank
we
the man
did.
above.
Thank God,
We
absolutely.
made it, 2021 is finally here. I think it brings a different energy. Like, I don't know if you noticed, and this past week, like, it was a whole transition week. So many things happening in the world. And, the idea that we're still alive during these chaotic moments, it's a blessing. And I thank you for joining us. Hashtag Quickie News, hashtag Nachin and Friends. It's a show that was born in 2020, last year, and it was born from out of our hearts and for something bigger, for a bigger purpose, which we would say is to bring you something different that allows you to see life in a different perspective, whether it's news, whether it's a different topic. But every time we come on board, we do it with the mindset that we look at life as a whole, we look at it as an experience, and more than anything, we look at it with an open mind. So without further ado, Charlie, thank you. Thank you for being here, even on this
No, it's my pleasure,
2021, a
brother.
special day, bro. The first
No,
of the
it's my
year.
pleasure. It's the first of the year. We could definitely say we made it.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, it's been an eventful 20. It was an eventful 2020
I
from
love your
deadly
background, bro.
pandemic.
It's
It's
badass.
I love it. I mean, to me, it says a lot. We're all jumping, trying to get away from 2020, landing in 2021, firm ground. So let's make this happen, man. From deadly pandemics, from global movement, racial justice. It's crazy, man. By far, 2020 was definitely had its fair share of
Mm-hmm.
world shifting events.
It
So
really shook humanity, and as a whole,
it's
I think it allowed us to see what we're made out of in today's times. It was like a horror movie, like so many things, so many people
tell me
passed
about it,
away,
man.
bro. And it's
Yeah.
crazy. I don't mean to ruin your joke, but
No, no, no.
we got to look at it with a smile, because at the end of the day, that's what life is. It's tragedy. And I remember when I used to study theater in college, it we used to say that tragedy is comedy in itself, because if you don't laugh at tragedy, you're dead already. You're pretty much just dooming yourself out and not coming out of a doom, and that's pretty much
Right.
being dead, so they say through tough times we got to put a smile. And to those that left, well, you know what, may they rest in peace, may their souls be in a better place. And the one thing is that for sure is that we're all going to go there one day or another. Everybody has a day, and we just hope to make the best of our journey as we're here.
Absolutely.
And we bring this 2021 with that energy, an energy of evolution, an energy of being different, but different in a way that allows you to experience more and be more free and be more happy. Because I think after the storm comes the calm, right, Charlie?
Absolutely, man. You
You
couldn't have
got the
said it any
recount, right?
better.
De todo
Yeah,
lo
we
que
definitely
pasó.
got to recap. Man, 2020 started off, if you recall, Australian brush fires, man. It was crazy. That came in that were that carried over from 2019
Yeah.
into 2020.
And sources say
Man,
that era un marihuano that was right there chilling. Tenga su madre, valió madre. No, no tiras. No,
dude, it
what?
was crazy. It was
Yeah.
47 million acres of land that was burned. And
Man.
unfortunately 34 people passed away due to these
Oh,
fires.
man. It's
I mean, that's
crazy.
people and then animals.
Dude, it was a turning point for Mother Earth at all levels. Even the Amazon was burning. It
Right.
was just like chaos. Like Earth said, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm going to shake you up because you're not taking care of me.
Yeah, so that I mean, talking
Mm-hmm.
about not taking care of each other, Prince Harry, man, Meghan Markle quit the royal family. They said
Tenga su
enough is
madre.
enough. I know vemos pinche viejilla. I'm done with your reptilian ass.
Ahí te veo. Pero you're not gonna eat your ratones. Man, it's
Man, yeah, and
crazy.
then yeah, no, go ahead. Sorry.
A lot of people say that it was a strategy by them for them to make them feel like they're more human, more natural. And it's a transition for them to be more appealing in today's times and still be relevant, because any light
Right.
that shines on them reflects back to the castle. So they say, you
True.
know what? Pinche marketing strategy. Chingue a su madre. Somos unos reality stars. Philanthropist.
If that's the case, I mean, moved,
Whatever,
well
you know.
done, whatever it
Yeah.
was. I mean,
Yeah. What else happened, Charlie? Échale, cabrón.
bro, going to January, they started off with the COVID pandemic in Wuhan, China. That was
No,
crazy. It was
nobody thought it was gonna happen. Like I remember
no,
last December last year where I was in Mexico and I went with my family and there was rumors that things were gonna start happening and something out there was happening, but nobody thought it was gonna be this crazy thing. But the funny part is that when we were traveling on the airport, we went through Tijuana and we are wearing our mask. And I usually always, every time I would travel, take a mask just because I don't like the circulation. I would always get sick. So the moment that I started wearing a mask, I never got sick again. So, but people were looking at us like pinches güeyes. But now it's like, no, we're chingones.
yeah, no, absolutely. We got the perfect move right there. Yeah, no, it was crazy. Nobody thought it was gonna happen. At the same time that was happening, unfortunately, our beloved Kobe passed away in a freak accident
Yeah,
with
man.
his daughter and seven other people in the helicopter.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he was definitely an iconic person, a person to look up to, a great father. I
Hmm.
mean, nevertheless, a great athlete. But I mean,
Man.
it still seems unreal to me, honestly.
To me, it seems like a movie, right? Like it didn't
Yes.
happen. He's still there in Newport, chilling and being himself, like enjoying life. But it shows you how fragile life is. That anybody, it doesn't matter your status or who you are, you're nothing.
Yeah.
We're gonna go. We're all gonna go. So I think it's a reality check. 2020 started with that, giving us that message. Hey, check yourself, cabron.
Tómala. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Man, going forward, February came along,
Mm-hmm.
and here we go with Trump, his impeachment process. With nothing happened, it was
Everybody thought
the
he was, but he's like, "Ah, pendejos.
man, I
Síganle,
got this.
güeyes."
Fake news,
Yeah.
But at the same time, February. I don't know if you recall this movie, Parasite.
Is that the strange movie looking? What was the whole premise behind it? I just heard a lot of good reviews about it, but I never took the time to watch it.
You know what? Personally, I haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I probably need to sit down and watch it. To be honest with you,
Big
but that happened February 20th. And they swept the Oscars. They got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 awards, man. 8 Oscars for that
Damn.
movie, and it shined a lot because it was the first international movie,
Right.
a movie from abroad that swept the Oscars.
That's
You know,
badass because it opens the wings of creativity to be more inclusive, instead of just repelling everybody outside and saying, "Nah, you don't belong because you're not Hollywood, cabron." But now I think productions are getting to the level of even being bigger than Hollywood. Like
yes.
foreign countries are really stepping up their notch and being very creative.
And just to add to the note, it was a non-English movie that swept the Oscars.
Ujú.
So
Con
it
que
is.
no me
Come
salgan
on,
que
come
la
on, Mexican
viejita que
directors.
hace de
Let's get
la
a step it
cocina
up.
de mi rancho que se sacó un Oscar, ya, ya, está todo bien. Sorry, pinche Charlie, te interrumpí ni me escuchaste, güey.
No, so I heard you.
No.
La vida de una china del rancho.
No, te digo, con
Hey,
que no
we
sea
get
la
the book.
señora esa de YouTube que hace los videos de torteando desde el rancho, que se ganó
Oh,
un
see,
Oscar
I
porque a
see
ver si ya
that.
se acabó el pinche mundo, ya se valió
Yes,
más.
sir.
No, no te creas. No, ¿qué más pacholes?
Man, this crazy guy, Harvey Weinstein, bro.
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy was I think I blame him to start the me movement, which is a great movement for all women, any
Mm-hmm.
human being, sexually harassed. This happened, maybe he was convicted in February 24th. We're still in February, and
Mm-hmm.
this thing has 2020 has given us within 2 months craziness, bro. We still
Bangs,
have
huh?
the rest of the year.
Dude, it's crazy,
It-
but that's the guy that ended up committing suicide, as they say, no, in jail.
no, I believe he's still alive. I think that guy you're
Oh,
getting
no, este es el
confused is
Hollywood
Epstein.
producer, right?
Yes,
Mm-hmm,
Harvey
mm-hmm,
Weinstein
mm-hmm.
is the Hollywood producer.
You see why
Here,
living in two worlds, being paisa, it's not that easy? Oh, sorry, cabrón. No, pero este cabrón también, he was being a pervert, right? O sea, abusando a las
yes,
mujeres al revés y al derecho. And
Harvey Weinstein. Yes, Epstein. He was accused of child molestation, but they
same
can.
thing, pinches pervertidos,
Yes,
cabrones.
yeah. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't belong to be. They don't deserve to be free.
No,
But eventually
but
money talks.
dude, that's the world. The world kind of like purged itself, and all the bad was coming out on the surface.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
man, it
crazy,
was crazy. Yes,
one after another. ¿Qué más pasó, Charlie?
the stock market took a dump, dude.
Mm,
That happened in March. It just went bloop. COVID-19 hit, and everybody said, "Let me put my money. I don't want to invest right now. It's getting
sí,
crazy."
valió madre.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Going
¿Qué más?
forward, going
Get
forward,
us
we
man.
got Black Lives Matter with this gentleman
Mm-hmm.
George Floyd. Unfortunately, if you recall, he lost his life. The cop had
Yeah.
a knee to his neck, and
And he kept
definitely,
saying, let me go, I can't breathe. And they didn't
yes,
respect that. So that's why people went out on the streets and they created this movement of revolution, right?
yes, and I mean, it shook some ground. I live in Anaheim, and it was crazy, dude. People were marching, destroying, and breaking into stores and whatnot, but they made a point. They
Mm-hmm.
made a point, and
Well,
I
LAPD got
applaud.
defunded 150 million, and they say, well, now you're going to see the consequences of that. So it's, civil versus law. And at the end of the day, I think things like these need to happen because there's a lot of crazy things happening. And it was like a check and balance this time, like, hey, what's up? Let's get it together. Let's not be a-holes to one another type thing.
Yeah, exactly, and
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly it. Yeah. Also in March, I never thought this was gonna happen, but Disney closed its doors.
Gee, man. We were
Never seen
sad
it
as a
before.
family. We were like, because we love Disneyland. Who doesn't love Disneyland? And we were lucky enough to have passes, and we would go at least once a week or at least once a month and enjoy everything about it. Is just perfect. And
Go
when
grab a
this happened, we
churro, a
were like,
pretzel.
wow, bro,
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, and that's on the customer or the guest side level.
Hmm.
Imagine all the people that got laid off.
That's the sad part
That's
because
crazy. That's
a
a
lot of
yeah.
people are arguing and saying, well, Disney has billions. They could have pumped it up and continue it. But it is a business, and a business is there for their profit. And they have, investors, they have all kinds of things. But it is crazy that, I mean, I would at least pay my employees for a whole year if I was that company. Put it to you that way.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think personally I would have done the same, but like you said, the investors, it's all about their
Mm-hmm.
money. They don't. At the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, they don't care, and if they do, I mean,
It is what
it's
it is.
it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. ¿Qué
Man,
más, Charlie?
enough about that. Going forward, if you recall, this gentleman, this guy King Jong Un,
Un chung,
death
Simón del
rumors.
otro lado del mundo.
He faked. He was trying to fake his death. He was really sick, whatever it was, but
Right.
they said he was dead. His sister was going to take over, and nope. My mama said no. Mi mamá dijo que siempre no. So
What's
he's
up,
back at it.
Pooh? What's up? I'm here, Pooh.
Going forward
And
in the year, man, Biden becomes Democratic, sorry,
Pice alert.
presidential nominee.
Hmm. Nobody believed that he was gonna go for it and that he was gonna win. Everybody thought that Bernie was gonna take it, but Bernie, pinche Bernie no la hace.
I mean, to
People
each their own. I'm not
don't
gonna
don't still
comment
don't
on it,
gravitate
but
to him. I mean, he has great
yes,
ideas, but people still do not gravitate to him. So
right.
dijeron, de dos viejitos, ¿cuál no se nos va a morir primero, cabrón? Pues este otro tiene cara de lote, como que nos dura más. El pinche Bernie parece que lo asustó un pinche perro y ahí quedó el güey. you know?
Man, if this so far this craziness wasn't really crazy, you remember the murder hornets? ¿No te acuerdas? The
No.
hornets
Oh,
that
sí, sí, sí.
came from
I'm
Asia.
kidding. Sí, sí.
I was like, man, bro, where you at, bro?
Las pinches abejas que te picaban,
Two
¿no?
inches, dude.
Dude,
Two
and
inches.
they
Imagine
would
getting
kill you.
stung. Yes, they
Dude,
can wipe out a whole bee colony within a matter of minutes. Just one.
damn. Just one.
So, just one.
But talk about, survival of the fittest and human evolution with nature, like the predator eating the prey. And it's just happening that a lot of people are saying that, for instance, that I don't know if you watched that movie World War Z with Brad Pitt,
Yes.
where the disease, the virus itself, it's a surviving thing that survives based on the host, and the host is the human, and without it, it doesn't survive. Nonetheless, this virus, it's like a thing that is controlling everybody, and it's the same thing now. Like
Yes.
we got into a level where nature's taking its course through a virus to control human evolution. It's this is well, I would say that it's a pivotal life shifting event, because 2020 really shook us and still shaking us. It's like when you hit something and you're like, I wait, like,
Hey, what was that?
yeah, it's still there, but we all are moving slowly but surely, and hopefully staying safe and continuing this journey and riding it till the wheels fall off.
Absolutely, man. And then the other part that made history was Kamala Harris chosen as a
Mm-hmm.
Democratic VP candidate.
Mm-hmm.
That
Oh
was
man, she made it happen, and I think it was all because of the Black Lives Matter movement. Because Democrats needed a rep that kind of like symbolized that, and that was a big jump for a female, black immigrant female descendant
yes.
to go up to that level of vice president. That's like saying, hey, cálmense, cabrones, ahí les vamos a dar algo para que todo esté
Tomen.
tranquilo, güey.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
So, hey, good for her. She looks like she's still green on the politics side, and hopefully she learns more and she continues this game. And you never know, the next presidential race can be her and la esposa de Obama, Michelle.
Hey, you never know. 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see
Mm-hmm.
what happens.
Quién sabe, quién sabe. It's changing times, bro. And I wouldn't pass it, you know?
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
At all. Not at all.
¿Y qué más,
Man,
mi Charlie? Échale, 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 échale. Yo acá
man,
estoy
that
con mi pinche camisa de muchacha lesbiana. Qué suave.
ay, se te mira bien.
Gracias, soy
Este,
lesbiano.
ay, no eres
Me
mi
gustan
tipo.
las
Anyways,
muchachas. Nomás a mi vieja, si no me va a cortar
man,
los. Ya.
August 28th, man, 2020 is a very sad day for theater, the theater family, man. Our Black Panther passed away.
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman, dude.
Man, pobrecito, and the thing is that everybody, there was a point where they were criticizing him because he looked skinny and he was going through the chemo, and people
Yes,
were saying, like, being little DIs, DICKs. He says, no
yes,
mames, you never know what somebody's going through.
exactly. And that's a lesson to take from that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what that person is going through. If you don't know, stay quiet. Don't
Mm-hmm.
judge.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knew. He kept it very private. He
Yeah.
kept it really
Strong
real.
man, man.
Yes, exactly. And to the end, people. I wonder how those people are feeling now. They criticized them, they made fun of them, whatever.
Hopefully, 2020 really shook a lot of people some sense into them and allowed them to be more humble and realize that we're all in this together. And the more we
Yes.
vibe with each other, the better things will be and the less friction there will be and the happier everybody will be. It's kind of like when I remember when I was a little boy and I would get angry and I would have my tantrums. But then after I would come down from it, I would feel like, cool, cool, cool. Okay, I let it out. It's good. But then I was more like, okay, cool, open to it and enjoying life. But I think right now people have been stuck in that agitated mode. So I think it's time to kick off 2021 with a different attitude, an attitude that to some might
Absolutely.
seem, unreal. But I think it's time for us to kind of like be better individuals and not be such a-holes to one another.
Be that helping hand. That's
Mm-hmm.
a
If you have
definitely
more
that's
money, support
2021.
our
There should
show,
be the
send us some money.
push,
We're here
motivate
for
each
you.
other.
Yeah. Mr.
Man,
Charlie,
mid
what else?
August, if you recall, you and I live in Southern Cal.
Mm-hmm.
West Coast wildfires, dude. Up and
True,
down California.
they were burning the whole state up, and a lot of people were saying, man, sorry for these people, but there's some insurances that didn't cover their houses, so a lot of people
That is
lost their
sad.
homes. Yeah,
Yes,
it's crazy.
it is crazy. And then another sad part of 2020 was RBG passed away.
Who's that?
Ruth
RBD?
Bader, the Supreme Court justice,
Oh, la
definitely a
viejita,
trailblazer
huh?
for gender equality.
Yeah, 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 la viejita, yeah.
See,
I'm like, dude, like, so many pivotal things happen because that trigger for Trump to nominate somebody else and bring in a conservative into the system which a lot of people say, you know what, it has to be like that because, conservatism keeps order and so on and so on. And, the opponents say, well, it's too tight, blah, blah. But change needs to happen and it's inevitable. It's going to happen. So, dude, 2020 really it felt like drained us, like pinche chorizo squeezed everything out of you.
Yeah, I remember saying, "Oh man, let it be over already." Ya se acabó esta cosa. Yeah, the
Sí,
2021 come. Even I
sí.
remember joking about it where we actually did it. We actually did it on December 31st to January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Midnight hey, we're like Jumanji. And hopefully
Yes,
that changed.
somebody.
Hopefully ended that game, and it's crazy, dude.
Dude,
But
I think a lot of
I
people are
mean,
gonna do it. Well, probably even next year because at the end of the day,
yeah,
it's like you don't want to repeat it, but you do want to end it for whatever things. But we hope that by the end of this 2021, the Jumanji is not as crazy, and we kick it off slowly but goodly. Now it's a different type of Jumanji. ¿Qué más pasó, pinche Charlie? Cuéntanos
man.
este
Well,
pinche New
Trump tested
Year's.
positive for COVID-19.
¿Quién?
Trump, October 2nd.
Oh yeah, pero the thing is that they say that the drugs that they gave him made him come back in 2-3 days, huh?
Man, I mean, yes, I have my mixed emotions on that. This guy had what we don't have, which is 10 doctors looking after him.
Right.
He had medication we would never see just because our if we have insurance probably won't probably cover it or we can't afford it. So, but for him to go out there and say, "Oh, don't worry about it, it's nothing, bro."
Muéranse, pinches peasants.
I mean, right? You had 10 doctors, dude. Come on,
Dude.
you can't
Right
tell me
here in
not to
the
worry
ER, you
about it.
have one doctor for 100 people, like,
Ándale,
chinga
there you
su
go.
madre. No, our health system here in the United States is really bunked, as all companies, all
It's broken. Yeah.
insurances, and they control their own interest, and it's just a money game versus other countries where it is a priority to cure people, but
Like
it's the
Canada.
risk we take for wanting to be in this country too. It's like, ándale, güey, you want to play Russian roulette even to your health. Ahí te va, güey, toma.
I thought about yeah, exactly.
What else, Charlie?
Man, who doesn't know Eddie Van Halen, dude?
Yo
The
no.
guitar
Can't, nah,
player.
no te
He
creas.
passed away.
Yeah,
So
man.
that was a hard one for me too. I mean, I'm a rockero. Even on Wednesday we were
Yeah.
talking about I love Héroes de Silencio. Eddie Van Halen, he's a rock legend, man. He passed away, and I mean,
Another reality check. It could happen to
yeah,
anybody,
it can happen to anybody, man. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Joe Biden becomes president elect.
Y hay
November 2nd,
desmadre.
7th.
Everybody's going against it. Like, no, cabrón, que es Trump todavía. No, un desmadre. But at the end of the day, you know what? Aquí estamos, and he's going to get sworn in, right?
Yeah, what is it? January 20th.
Mm-hmm. Ya en este
Let's
mes.
see what happens. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Man, let's keep our prayers that nothing crazy happens,
I
that
hope not.
no crazy anarchist goes in there y hace un desmadre. It's like, oh, at this point, this story is like, vámonos. ¿Qué más, Charlie? Échale, échale,
Man,
échale.
do you remember gentleman host Alex Trebek from Jeopardy?
Yeah,
After 36 years of Jeopardy, he dies to pancreatic cancer.
man, it's
So
crazy. Like, he did such a great job that they're still
he did.
repeating the shows that they say, you know what, nobody's going to take his shoes, but it's amazing and it's crazy to see these icons that you grew up with. Like, to me, the biggest shocker was when Don Francisco retired. I was like,
Yes.
you see him and you're like, what? And all these new wannabes are it's like, they don't have it. They don't have
No,
it.
they
Yeah.
don't. What happened? Same thing happened with Raúl Velasco. All
Yeah.
these other people tried to do it, and they
Mm-mm.
couldn't. He
Valieron
kicked off
queso.
a lot of people into their musical career. So did Don Francisco,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, it's who they are. That was their
Mm-hmm.
signature, and nobody's gonna be able to copy it. Man,
Mm-hmm.
finishing the year now.
Mm-hmm.
Just this last month, the COVID vaccine came out.
Yeah.
That's definitely we ended the year on a good note.
Yeah.
With that. So let's see what 2021 has for us, man.
Well, I think 2021 is going to be the cleansing year. Like 2020, more than anything, it was a shaken year. But now it's like, okay, the cleansing is coming in. The breeze is cleansing you, is moving you along. And I think it's the attitude of everybody because we're a strong race as humans. If we stick together and look at it in that perspective, we've evolved through so much throughout history, and this is just our chapter. So I think we're gonna put in our ganas, our effort to make it happen, and that's the best thing you can do. Create that mindset where you know you get what you want and you work towards it. A lot of different goals, a lot of different things coming up. We're launching our podcast, and
Yes,
Charlie and
sir.
we're gonna be doing it now, and we're gonna be doing a series of I guess different stories that have been coming into us that we were doing on a regular show, which was called La Carta. And people write to us and they tell us crazy stories that you will never believe. So we kind of slowed down on it here on the show because we felt like it could be extended to a different level if we're going to be giving it live on the airwaves via podcast. So check us out. We're going to be launching it, and we're going to be putting the link right here below when we have it. But more than anything, it's going to be hashtag Nachina and Friends. And we're going to be talking about everything and anything. And crazy stories are going to be for sure in there. So if you want to see
Yes.
that another reality, bro, the other side of the coin, I think is the good way to be part of it, you
That's
know?
exactly. I mean, and like always, we come out here. We're not experts. No somos expertos de nada. We talk about everything but anything. So
I think
don't take
Charlie's
our
more of
word
a
for it.
professor
So
than me. Charlie has that research onto him and he always gets it done. And it like one of the things that I would love to kind of like recap on that we did on a Wednesday last year, which is a day
just a
or
couple
two
of days
ago.
ago.
You were talking about the recent event that happened, which was the bombing in Nashville. And the whole event took place, and it was a weird setting where people were going into the news stories saying that it was basically a guy in a motorhome driving around and with the speaker warning people that there was going to be a bomb to get out of there. So most people now, when you see kind of like a one of those trucks, one of those motorhomes, you think of it, okay, it's the new norm, you know, it's a homeless person living in there.
Right.
They're probably cooked out, who knows, drugged out, I don't know. That's the general template that you give to something like that. Well, nobody took it serious. It exploded, and they said the motive was because he was going after an AT&T tower. But you dug a little bit more into it, and you realized that it was more layers to the whole equation, right? What did you
So
find
yeah,
out?
absolutely. The AT&T building was actually not being utilized by AT&T. It was just a cover up. Actually, the federal government was using it. So the motive behind the explosion of this gentleman was that he wanted to get rid of the lizard people.
Mm-hmm.
So prior in the year 2020, we talked about reptilianos or
Mm-hmm.
reptile people. Better way to put it would be shapeshifters.
Right.
The
And
are
these people are
infiltrated.
kind of like a secret society that lives within society. And we discussed this with
Correct.
our friend Pulpo. And we're going to have him on the next show so we can discuss it a little bit further. But the idea is that it's a secret society that manipulates society, right?
Yeah, so they're infiltrated in the government. These are powerful people in the government within uh, the theaters, the cinemas, crazy
Powers, right?
actors, powers.
So,
Just
social
they have
security, government. I
yes.
bet you right now my tío's watching and he says, hijo de la chinga, con razón me negaron el cheque del seguro social. Esos pinches reptilianos no quisieron porque una vez maté un lagartijo ahí en el rancho. Ese fue el pedo. Valió madre.
Le mató al tío, el primo.
Pinche tío marihuano, cabrón. Está cabrón.
But man, it's crazy. It's I think ending 2020 with that was I was like, whoa, dude, like
Dude.
are we gonna encounter UFOs or are aliens gonna be like, all right, van a salir así como que dicen del closet? All
Well, a
right, we're
lot of
free to
people
go
were
out.
saying, you know what, it could happen because there's so many memes out there on the internet right now saying, what's next after COVID? Is it the aliens? When are they coming? Like, what's up? You know, with this part of the movie. And a lot of people were saying that. I don't know if you watched The Simpsons and that episode where the president takes office and it's the aliens. They're saying, what
Oh
if
yes,
Biden is that? You know, it's like, oh, bro, I don't
dude,
know. I
it's
think the world would go nuts if something like that was to be uncovered. But you did find out in the articles of the bill that was passed for the stimulus package that there's some twist to that, right? About the
so
FBI revealing
yeah. So
information.
towards the end of the out. Isn't you're gonna think like this guy doesn't have a life, doesn't have anything to do. I took the chance to download the 5,000 pages of the
Damn.
COVID bill.
Damn, that's
5,536, I believe it is. Actually, I still have it on my my laptop. Um, yeah, so towards the end, I forgot what page it was. I could probably look it up and let you know exactly what page and what line it is.
mm-hmm.
But it talks about how the government has 180 days to release and let everybody knows everything that they know about UFOs.
It has to be
So,
clear. So that's part of the
yes,
package, right?
hold on though.
Mm-hmm.
So, with this other package that they want to approve, which is the $2,000
Mm-hmm.
per person, $2,000 per child, blah, blah, blah. Is it going to get approved? I don't know. That's a different story. But they want to cancel out that portion of the bill.
Ándele, güey.
So,
So they're
these
like,
guys,
calladitos, way, we're all better like that, you know?
yeah, so the one that's pushing more for it is Turkey Neck. I mean, Mitch McConnell.
Oh, okay, the chicken
He's
face.
trying to, yeah, he's trying to get rid of that portion of the bill. He wants to take it out and amend it or whatever he wants to do.
Well, he looks like an
I believe
alien if you really look
he
at that
does.
guy, dude. Like, it
There's a
makes you
picture of
really think about this thing that could it be real? Are we really living in crazy ass times? Like, for you, I don't know if you heard, like, in the South, like Oaxaca and all these southern states in Mexico, they're known for having chamanes, and chamanes
okay.
can turn into animals, they say, and they can, be different beings. And am I correct? Is that the term? Chamanes?
Chamanes to me chamanes, yeah, no, you're right on the term. Chamanes are like brujos or whatever, but to a different level.
Mm-hmm. Pero
Yeah,
esos son los que el pulpo knows more about this. That's why, man, we gotta have this guy on, dude, because he's a crazy guy
we
that
do.
has so much information, Nah. But the idea is that que it's known in different cultures, but for us, it's like, te quedas callado. But now it's like, is it a myth? Is it a fact? And now you don't know
No,
because the world is just going left and right.
bro, there's a picture of Mitch McConnell
Mm-hmm.
saying no to the bill, saying no.
Mm-hmm.
He opposes the $2,000, but I mean, I wish I had the picture. A photo, I had
No,
it,
no, we don't want to
and
get scared with that photo.
no, and it was deleted from my phone. Whatever reason, it didn't
Ándele,
download.
güey. Ándele.
But there shows one of his hands. If I could find it, we'll show it on the next
Ajá.
show. But one of his hands, maybe I'm not sure if it looks bruised up,
Ajá.
like if he was boxing, which I doubt he does, but kind of looks like a lizard hand. It's like purple, greenish,
Ay, güey.
or maybe he has circulation issues. I don't know,
Yeah, tal
but
vez mucho.
I don't know.
Juega
But
dice,
to me, it kind of tripped me out because I mean, as it is, he's not trying to help anybody but himself and
He doesn't
trace
seem
of a
to have a
lizard.
heart, it's all
Yes.
about his agenda. And they say that he's been messing it up since he started in the Senate. And they say, how can, a small state like the one he represents put this guy up if he's such a jerk? So they're like,
Right.
is there any kind of like twist to putting him in there? Yeah, squeezing him in there through manipulation and all. So
I mean, and that's a
crazy
different
times,
topic we
Charlie.
can talk about.
Crazy
Yes.
times. And that's what we're going to bring you this 2021. We want to bring you a different array of information. Information is going to make you question reality, but we're not preaching no agenda at all. It's just
Oh, I don't know.
being an open-minded individual and just facing life as it is and as an alternative conversation, alternative thinking. And
That's
we
it.
hope that we can provide some sort of entertainment that makes you think differently and makes you enjoy, I guess, watching two crazy dudes talk.
Un poco de nada y nada un poco.
See, Charlie, I want to kick off the year by inviting everybody to go visit iselautos.com, ISALEAUTOS.com. It's a professional brokerage firm that helps people get their vehicle of their dreams. They offer financing. They work with good, excellent, and bad credit. So visit them. They'll do a deal over the phone with you, or you can come to their office. They're in Southern California. And you can
Nice.
reach them at 323-510-4949. Real easy number.
Can you
And
repeat it one more time, please?
323-510-4949. And the
Perfect.
idea behind it is that they're kind of like a broker in itself, where they get you what you want and they don't sell you something they want to sell you. It's, you choose what you want and they just make it happen for you.
Can they give me a Range Rover?
Range Rover, they work with every brand: Range Rover, Lexus,
Nice. All
BMW,
right.
Mercedes. You want high end, you want Toyota, you want Honda, whatever you want, they can get it for you. So hit them up, iSellAutos.com. Si andan buscando un carrito en español, métanse isaleautos.com. Ellos son nuestros auspiciadores. Muchas gracias. Sí, pinche Charlie, ¿qué más?
Perfecto. I'll be visiting iSellAutos.com.
Thank you. ¿Qué más tienes, Charlie? Ya, digamos, primero del año, pues we hope you're enjoying it with your loved ones. If not, you're staying at home, being safe, and not really kind of like spreading yourself out. One thing that tripped me out was one day before the New Year's Eve, I was driving through East LA and I saw this big ass line like 2 blocks away, and I'm like, what the hell? They're giving food away or what? Nah, bro, people were lined up to get carne para hacer en New Year's. Hijos de les valió madre. Carne asada en New Year's. Chingue su madre.
Pandemia y carne asada.
Qué buena combinación. Ahí te va una chela.
Well, no, I mean, people stay safe. Enjoy your day. In 2020, 2021 will definitely be a better year for everybody.
I think Bella's calling me. 2021 has started with the bang. Charlie, thank you so much. We'll be back Monday. #Quickie News. Thank you so much for the recap. Te me cuidas, hermano. And
Igualmente,
you know what? Get ready porque venimos pesados. Que Dios los bendiga.
Dale con todo.
Buena vibra, Charlie.
Amen.
Te me cuidas, cabrón?
You got it, brother.
Y ya se nos apagó acá la... No, está bien. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.